Hi guys, in this video we're going to make some individual shepherd's pies. So for this recipe we're going to need some ground beef or lamb, whatever your preference is. I'm using beef, an egg, some Worcestershire sauce, about 1/4 cup of milk, some olive oil, some beef broth, and I just picked up this can at Family Dollar. You could use your preferred kind. Some potatoes, butter, half of an onion, celery, some mixed vegetables, cheddar cheese, some herbs, salt, pepper, and garlic, and of course your ramekins, and I put mine inside of a glass Pyrex dish just in case there's any spill. The first thing you're going to do is put your meat in a hot skillet to brown it. So I'm just going to brown it, just stirring it occasionally, and while it's browning I'm going to go ahead and chop my onion. You're going to see that my knife skills are not the best. I'm working on them. I'm trying to be better at it, but I'm just going to dice it as small as I can just so that I don't have big chunks. It's just my preference. And I'm also going to go ahead and chop up the celery. And if you're wondering, that green bowl is my trash bowl. That's where I'm gonna throw away all the trash while I'm cooking, and you'll see me walk away from the celery. I'm just rinsing it in the sink. I just didn't want to move the camera to show this part, but once I dice up my celery and my onion, my meat is pretty much brown. So at this point I'm just gonna give it a good stir and continue to brown it a little bit, and I'll add in my celery and onions. And I got some on the stovetop, so I'm going to add those in too, nothing wasted, and stir that up and just let it cook. I'm going to also add in my salt, my pepper, and some garlic. I'm going to season this a lot because I just want all the layers of it to have a good flavoring. Just going to let the celery and the onion sweat, and while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and start peeling and cutting my potatoes. So this is where the bowl comes in handy. I don't have to go over a garbage can. Just go ahead and peel them right into the bowl, and then we're just gonna chop them up into chunks. They're gonna be boiled and whipped, so we just want to chop them up. I chop them kind of small just because the smaller pieces will boil quicker. Once they're chopped, we want to go ahead and add them into our boiling water, and again I dropped some, and we're going to go ahead and mix up our meat mixture again and just make sure it's good. At this point I'm adding more salt. I forgot to add that we would need some all-purpose flour. I used 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour in this, and you want to kind of cook that out. Just stir it the whole time you're cooking it because you don't want clumps of flour, and you want to cook it out for a little while. And at this point we're going to start to add our liquids. We're going to add some beef broth, and I just put about half the can in there, maybe a little bit more than half, and we're going to just let that simmer for a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. This is by taste. You can definitely add more if you feel it needs it. I just do 1 tablespoon. I think it's plenty, and I'm going to go ahead and salt and pepper it. Again, like I said, I season this a lot. I should also mention that the potatoes are in salted water, so that's also another dimension of flavor. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my mixed vegetables. Now this is all based on how much you feel you need in your pies. I add quite a few vegetables. I like the ratio of vegetables and meat to be pretty equal. And then I'm going to go ahead and salt and pepper it again and give it a nice mix and let it cook up basically until the vegetables are no longer frozen. I do taste it a few times. I'm feeding my family. I feel that's okay for me to taste it, and I encourage you to taste as well. So at this point my potatoes are boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my strainer ready and go ahead and strain them and just get all the water out. At this point you're either gonna need a mixing bowl or a stand mixer. I'm using my KitchenAid stand mixer. I'm just gonna pour the potatoes into the stand mixer, attach the attachment. I'm going to add some butter. I added about 2 tablespoons of butter into my potato mixture, and this is where the milk comes in. You're going to add in the milk. Now I only used about 1/4 cup of milk, but you might need a little more. It depends on your preference for how You want the potatoes. Now I'm going to salt and pepper the potatoes and add some herbs into them. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the mixer and whip them up. At this point, I'm going to add in a handful or two of cheese, and then we will add in our egg. This is going to help to brown the potatoes, and we'll mix that up a little bit more, and you'll see I'll slip in some more cheese. My kids and I love the cheddar cheese and the potatoes. So this is what the potatoes should look like. Now I've sprayed my ramekins down with olive oil spray, and I'm going to go ahead and fill them. I like to do mostly meat and vegetables just because I feel like that's the most substantial part of the meal, and that's what I want my family to eat the most of. This recipe is going to make some extra. You could probably do about 6 individual from this recipe, or like I did 4 individual and 1 large one that I put away to eat as leftovers. And then we're going to go ahead and spread our mashed potatoes on top, and you're just going to smooth them out and spread them. And put your pies in a 375-degree oven. Bake for about 20 to 30 minutes. And you just want them to brown up. And this is exactly how I wanted mine to look. I could have let them brown up a little bit more, but they were perfect. And we were hungry, so we were ready to eat. And here are the kids' reactions.
Potatoes.
How is it, guys?
Good. Wait.
Thanks so much for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the thumbs up if you like recipe videos. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!